All right, let's learn about decision trees. Say we're trying to predict whether they survived Titanic sinking. And our features are just a handful. You know, gender, age, class. Class could be upper, middle, low. And let's also say name. So let's imagine we have 2,000 passengers and let's say 30% survive. So the idea of decision tree is we want to create a group where there's a very, very high chance of survival and a low, low chance of survival. Essentially, we're going to iterate through every possible feature and figure what creates this biggest split between lots of surviving and very little surviving. Let's make up a feature using names and say we have this feature where name starts between A through L, and we also have another feature where the name starts between M through Z. So imagine the survival rate for these different name groups. You might see something like, 28% survive, and 31% survive. This is not a very good feature to split on because their survival rate are so similar. Versus, let's say, gender. We have male, female. Male, let's say, 60% survive, and female, 15% survive. This gender is much better variable to split on because you have two very distinct survival rates. Versus name, the survival rate is very similar, in which case we're not getting much information. You go through this process and you're going to check age as well as class to see what creates the biggest split. The exact formula is down here, where's entropy and information gain. We can discuss this further in a separate video, but conceptually we want to see what feature creates the biggest split in terms of survival rates. So let's just say gender creates the biggest split. And let's say for the males, we have our 60% survive. And for female, we have the 15% survive. And then we're going to repeat this process. So among the males, hunt through all the variables and see which feature leads to the biggest difference in survival rate. Let's say we saw class upper and class mid-low was the next best split. And class upper, maybe we saw 80% survive versus mid-low, maybe we saw, 50% survive. And then females, among the females, we'll repeat the same exercise. Maybe for females, it could be age, for example. Age 30 plus, and then under 30. And maybe 30 plus, we saw 30% survive. Maybe for under 30, we saw, say, 10% survive. Essentially, we repeat this process in terms of trying to figure out which of the feature creates the best split and the biggest difference between our variable of interest, our outcome of interest, which is survival.